Hey, how are you? Hello, everyone. This is Brooke-Sidney with Bella and the Babe. Gonna wait. Hello, Portia. Thank you for joining. Gonna wait for a couple of folks to come in. So happy to have you all here. We're gonna talk about the conscious parent today. It's an awesome book with some great things that we could learn from it. Hello, Stephanie. Hope I'm pronouncing. Hello, Be Inside Out TV. Thank you all for joining. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in. Today is Tuesday, and as you all probably know, I normally scope on Mondays about the conscious parent. I'm gonna actually flip this around. Hello, Pravado. Hello from Brazil. Hello, Celso. Thank you. Hello, guys. Hi, Megan. Thank you for joining. How are you? I'm so glad to see you guys. Hello, Alicia64. Thank you for joining. You guys, this is going to be a really great scope because I'm going to actually talk about some tips. It's not going to just be all theory. So nice to meet you too. So if you have friends or family members that could benefit this, please swipe up and share with your followers and your friends on Twitter, Facebook. Invite them. Says, great, getting dinner ready while listening and watching. Awesome. I'm so happy that you're doing that. Multitasking. Hello. Thank you all for joining. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brooke-Sidney, and my company is called Bella and the Babe, and it's all about empowering authentic mothering. And one of the things that I'm doing right now for Portia says driving, so I won't be able to comment, so I'm just listening. No, awesome. Thank you for even popping on and multitasking. I love you guys. Hello from Turkey. Thank you all for joining. So yes, again, my company is Bella and the Babe, and it's all about empowering authentic mothering. And one of the things that I do just as a service to my audience and to the mamas that follow me is that I have a conscious parent book club. And so I basically give tips and tools and talk about the book so that it can improve all of our parenting for our kids. And it basically is a book that's all about helping parents, and specifically in my case, mothers, really learn how to grow themselves up to become better parents and really parent from within. Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you. So I'm really glad that you guys have popped in today. So if you are wondering why I wasn't on Monday, especially for my faithful viewers, is that my little guy actually got a stomach bug and then decided to gift it to the rest of the family. So we were all actually battling a cold. And so Monday was just a recovery day, but I am back and ready to talk about the conscious parent. So as you guys may be aware, we've been talking about chapter 6. Chapter 6, yes. Oh, and if something that I'm saying you agree with or resonates with you or even makes you say, please double tap the screen and give hearts. Let me know that you're enjoying this conversation, and it's the awesome currency here on Periscope. So again, today we are discussing The Conscious Parent, this Oprah favorite book that's all about transforming ourselves and empowering our children. And the key words here are transforming ourselves, right? So some of the critiques that this book gets and this kind of parenting philosophy is that it's not a philosophy of strategy. So if you're looking for like a strategic tip to help you solve a particular thing that's going on with your child, it's not the book for you. It's more of a long-term, long-range approach to changing the way that you think about parenting, because it really actually works on the parent. Thank you for the hearts. You guys, if something that I'm saying is resonating, please give hearts so I know that A, you're still out there, and B, that the information is useful. But yes, it is definitely a theory that really focuses on growing the parent up. Thank you all of you that have joined. I'm really appreciative that you're here. So kind of a quick review from last week. Last week we talked about life is wise. That's chapter 6. And I admitted to you all that I wasn't in love with the title of the book, of the chapter. Life is wise. To me, it put too much emphasis on life with a capital L. And I preferred to think of it as life is a great teacher, that we, us as people, we are the actors in it, and that we are the ones that are choosing to look at life differently and look for the lessons in it. So we talked about last week how our view of life really informs the way that we parent. It informs the way that we are able to talk about experiences that we go through to ourselves, first of all, because that's where it starts, and then the way we're able to help our children interpret their experiences. We also talked about the fact that, our child, this was a little bit controversial, but our child doesn't necessarily need to earn our trust. That was a very interesting point of view that some people disagreed with, especially as our children grew up and became teenagers. Hi, Sunola and Art. Thank you for joining. If something I'm saying agrees with you guys, please double tap to make sure that, and give hearts to make sure that I know that you guys are resonating with you and that you're still there. Thank you so much. So again, we thought the concept was your child doesn't need to earn your trust, because just their mere presence in our lives helps them know that they already have our trust, right? And that she even said, basically in the book, and you guys are free to agree or disagree, but that asking our children to earn our trust is really our ego's way of being insecure and power hungry, and that's obviously not the way that we want to parent. But it was interesting that we should really implicitly trust our children, and as we display this sort of trust for them, they will trust us, because it's a two-way street. So I thought that was really interesting as we think about our children, both as they're miniature, when they're really, really small, to when they get older, and even as they grow up and actually exit the home, the type of relationship that we want to build with them. And then we learned about how you can draw your circumstances to you, which is really the power, I called it the power of perception, and that experiences happen to us in life, and it's really about how we, quote unquote, label them or don't, right? An experience is neither good nor bad. It is actually neutral. And so it's not until we decide to, in our minds, make it good or bad that it becomes such. So, and then the way that we look at our experiences is going to then translate into the way our children look at their experiences. Thank you so much for the hearts. And then we talked about the fact of we all want to know why, especially when something bad happens to us. We all want to know, like, why did this happen? And sometimes there is no answer to why something happened in our life. Like, there may not be an answer. We may never have an answer. But what we can do when these situations come up is we can ask ourselves a couple of questions, like, how can this circumstance foster my growth? What am I resisting? Or what do I need to surrender in order to grow? Or even, what purpose does this upheaval or the circumstance serve to help myself or others that I'm connected to, right? These questions can then transform something that we may have labeled bad into something that is great and life affirming and serves us, right? Like, I know you've all heard the expression, like, turn your test into your testimony, or your mess into your message. All of these focus on making sure that you are able to transform any experiences that you have into a positive thing, or at least an experience that you can learn from, right? At the end of the day, we are all going to have situations that can be tests and trials, but we have to believe that they're for our betterment. And we want to have this type of mindset so that our children will develop this mindset. If we show them how we are processing different things that happen to us in that manner, then it will help them learn to do so themselves, because they're like our little mirrors. And we want to make sure that we differentiate ourselves between being a victim and a survivor, and really use our struggles to help us get to a higher evolvement. But today we are going to talk about a couple of tools that we can actually use to help us break free from our unconsciousness. And the first one that I want to share with you is actually one of my absolute favorites in life. I think that it's not only great for unconsciousness, it is great for so many things. Dun, da, da, da. Are you guys ready? Show some hearts. Put, thumbs up and let me know you're ready for this awesome tool. I know there's like often a delay, but yeah, there's hearts. So the first great tool that you can use to help break free of unconsciousness is journaling. Yes, journaling, a simple task, but a very golden task. It is so helpful for us to watch our thoughts and emotions. Hello, Girls on Fire. Thank you for joining. Thank you all that have joined. I really appreciate it. Be Inside Out TV says yes. Thank you. Thanks for the hearts. Yeah, it's a great practice, you guys. Writing in a journal can really assist us in watching our thoughts and emotions. It really helps us become aware of what's going on inside of us. A really good way to do it is to actually journal stream of consciousness. So you can actually just get out a pen and pad, just get out a pen and a piece of paper and really just start writing. Write whatever comes to you. If you are upset, or even if you're not upset, right, then you can still do this at any time. But I encourage you to really do it if you are experiencing a lot of emotions at one time or feeling overwhelmed, to really get out your journal and just write stream of consciousness. Try this automatic approach to writing and see what comes out. And it's a really good practice to do if you can, to set aside time every day to do it. But especially if you're in a period, I know for mamas, if we're in a period of overwhelm, maybe like a transition period with our children or new mom, this practice is awesome for helping us deal with those things, because what it helps us see is that we are not our thoughts and we are not our feelings. We are self, soul, spirit, however you wish to look at it. We are that sees all the other things, right? So it makes us get a space between them, and it is in that space that we want to make decisions, correct our children if they need correction, and have conversations with our children if conversations need to be had. It really loosens our ego's effect on us. I really encourage you all to try. Thanks, IBV, for joining. Thank you all for that. You all that have joined in the last couple of minutes. We've just been talking about the first tool that we can use to break free from our unconsciousness, and that tool is journaling. And I tell you from personal experience, I am a big time journaler. My husband makes fun of me because I have so many journals. We actually have tons of them in a box in the garage. I would show you it, but you don't want to see my garage. But it really works. I have been using it for all sorts of things. So journaling really helps to get down those thoughts and emotions. And it's really great. Thanks, Kara Online, for joining, and thanks for the hearts. It really helps us to see that we aren't our thoughts. And another thing, this is just a tip. This is a bonus tip. If you're ever feeling super overwhelmed, what you want to do is a brain dump. Just take out that same journal and write down everything that you have on your plate at the moment. It could be anything that you're thinking about, anything that you have to do. It could be for yourself, it could be for your children, it could be for your family. Get it all out, write it all down. You will feel so much better that you have dumped it out of your brain and onto a piece of paper that you can actually use later. Be Inside Out TV says brain dumps, my life. Yes, it's so true. It's so helpful. It's a very simple task, but it really helps provide clarity. You can then see what you need to do, and you can start addressing things. And honestly, there is power in writing things down. Actually physically writing things down with a pen and a pad. I mean, you can use Evernote. I am a lover of Evernote, but it really does help often to write it down on a pen, write it down with pen and paper. So you have an actual document that you can then refer to later. And there's something about moving the pen on the page that really affects the way our mind thinks. It actually boosts our creativity. So just another tip, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed at the moment. The second tool that you can use when you want to break free of unconsciousness is breath awareness. And I'm calling it breath awareness, and I think that's what she uses as well, and not meditation. I think because it's really, I think people get caught up in the word meditation. They either have preconceived ideas about what meditation is, or they worry about doing meditation because, again, preconceived ideas, or they think that they're not going to be able to do it. And Be Inside TV, tell me your name again. I already forgot it. Be Inside TV says right. Yeah, so let's just call it breath awareness. And really, what you want to do is, again, set aside some time to sit in silence and solitude, and then with your eyes closed, you put your attention on your breathing. Megan, I'm not going to forget it, Megan. Thank you so much for the hearts, and thank you so much for communicating and being so interactive. So basically what you're going to do as you sit in silence and in solitude, you're going to notice the in-breath and the out-breath. And you're going to notice it either as the breath enters into your nostrils or into your chest, whichever is easier for you, whichever makes sense for you, whichever is the simplest. Do that. Whatever feels natural for you, do that. And you can do this for as long as you want, for as short as you want. So it's a really quick exercise. I mean, I often tell people, which is a similar thing, is that if you are feeling really stressed out or overwhelmed, another thing you can try is just deep breathing, which is very similar, where you breathe in for 8 counts, hold for 8 counts, and then breathe out for 8 counts. That can really help you in the moment get resettled, find that space again. So, this is kind of a 2-for-1. So you can either try simple breath awareness, which is really breathing in and out at your own pace and noticing your breath either through your nostrils or through your chest. Or you can do my bonus tip, and that is deep breathing, and that's where you hold it. You breathe in for 8 counts, hold for 8 counts, and then breathe out for 8 counts. That really, really helps. And so what bringing breath awareness to your breath really does, it allows you to come into the here and now, right? If you are sitting there and focusing on your breath, you can't really focus on anything else. And it's really cool because I really like it, because it shows us that just like our breath goes in and out, so do our thoughts and our emotions. So know that as you are trying to just pay attention, hi Turquoise Boho, thank you for joining. As you try to pay attention to your breath, you know that you're going to have a thought that comes up and a feeling that comes up, but know that it's going to go in and out. Hi eBerryware, thank you for joining. Again, if something I'm saying resonates with you, please double tap your screen for hearts so that I know that I'm in the right room with the right folks talking about the right things. So anyway, hello eBerryware, thank you so much for joining. So again, a couple of tools so that you can break free of unconsciousness. The first one was journaling, and that was just using stream of consciousness, just writing it down as things come to you, automatic writing. And a bonus tip that I gave there was that if you are in a moment of pure overwhelmment, if you are so overwhelmed, then you want to just do a brain dump where you actually dump all of your thoughts onto a sheet of paper, and I promise you will feel a lot better after you do that, because you get them out of your head. And then the second big tip, yes, write anything and everything, Iberry. Yes, hi L Davis 4, thank you so much for joining. And then the second thing that you want to do is you want to do breath awareness. And that is basically breathing in and out at your normal pace and observing your breath through your nostrils or through your chest, whichever makes more sense to you, whichever is more natural for you to do. And then a bonus tip that I gave is if you really feel unsettled, try deep breathing, where you can breathe in for like 8 counts, hold for 8 counts, and then exhale. Let your breath out for 8 counts. That will really help you in the moment gain space. But the breath is a really great way to think about it, because it really does show us how everything kind of goes in and out, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and they don't last, and helps illuminate the fact that we are not our thoughts and feelings. So the whole great thing about using these tools and breaking free of being unconscious is that we want to get into the reality of as-isness, meaning basically being able to accept and surrender to whatever is going on right now in the moment. And those 2 tips will help us do that. It'll help us not be as triggered or not as reactive in those moments. So how does this affect our children? How does this work? So when we feel triggered by our children, we often need to sit with our thoughts and emotions and ask ourselves, why am I feeling triggered? Oftentimes, it has nothing to do with our children. It could have to do with something that we experienced as a child or something that we are going through right now presently. It could be something that people are dealing with at work, with another person, a spouse. It could be a multitude of things. But it's really great. Thanks for the hearts, guys. It's really great if we figure out why I'm triggered. And by figure it out, meaning, are we actually responding right now emotionally to something our child did, or even just something else? You may not figure exactly what that something else is, but just knowing that it's not related to your child really helps you know how to then address the situation with your child, if there is actually one with your child. Often our thoughts and emotions don't even call forth a reaction. They're just useful to think about and watch, because it can help us really learn something about ourselves. And I think that's a lot of what the conscious parenting philosophy is about, is that things come up in our life for us to learn and grow and to become better parents. That involves us being more aware of our experiences and our emotions and our thoughts. So I think that it's really, really important for us to also, I always want to nail this point home. Thanks so much for the hearts. I always want to nail this point home, that the Conscious Parent book on philosophy and the things that I talk about and teach, it's not about being happy all the time. It's more about being authentic. And it's more about owning your stuff and not putting it on to your children. Giving hearts between spoonfuls of puree. Oh, you are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yes, it is so great when we can get to a place where we are experiencing whatever we are experiencing, and we're able to have an as it is attitude, where we're able to kind of surrender it, know that, this is something we're going through in the moment. It's not going to last, like all things pass kind of philosophy, but we're just able to be present in that moment and not bring past conditioning, past issues into that moment. That's the goal. That's the goal. So just to repeat, our goal here is to really have a response with an as-is quality that's tailored to an as-is situation, that's not mixed up with past and past conditioning. That's the goal. And that way we can operate from a clear space with our children. So, that's really the heart of it. That's why we're doing these practices. That's why we're learning and growing, so that we can operate from a clear space, not bring old stuff into new stuff. And again, it's all about, I think the last point is, it's all about the interpretation that we give things. So, one of the things that she says in the book, she says, winners in the adventure of life Don't focus on why life presents itself for certain ways, but instead focusing on their desire for growth. So, I mean, it's not about why things happen. It's using whatever happens for your own higher evolvement, for your own growth. So whether you label it good, whether you label it bad, it doesn't matter because you create the meaning for it. She says, and I love this, if we look at life as a wise guide, every circumstance is replete with opportunities to teach our children giving, receiving, humility, patience, courage, and love. We just have to be willing to identify those opportunities amid the grime. When we teach our children to find the emotional lesson behind every experience, we teach them to live with zest. They no longer do they see themselves as victims. Instead, they're able to hold on to their sense of empowerment. So that's kind of why we are learning these things. That's why we are looking at these tools, is because when we learn to do these things for ourselves, when we're able to, as I talked about a lot last week, mine our life experiences for wisdom, mine our experiences for that gold, that nugget of truth, that lesson that we need, we can then teach our children to do the same things. That way they won't see themselves as victims. They will see themselves as empowered people. They won't be beholden to their ego that makes them think they're just their thoughts or just their feelings. They're greater than both of those things. And they will operate from life from an empowered place. And they will then really honestly befriend all the experiences that they have in life. They're going to look at them as ways that they can grow. So, yeah, that's it. That's it, you guys. I would love to hear how you guys have used these experiences in your own life as ways to teach your children about the way they can think about their experiences. I'd love to hear about that. Feel free to, definitely join my mama community. You can do that. I'm going to hold up a sign. I have found that that's easy. So you can join my mama community by going to bellaandthebabe.com/join. And I have an online Facebook group that's free to join, and we dive into a deeper discussion on the conscious parent. And it's also just a great place to meet other cool mamas, share resources, and just build community, because we need community. And then if you also just want to have access to these videos, so all of my Conscious Parent Book Club videos, after they expire now on Periscope, they go to a special place on my site for those of us that have signed up to be a part of the mama community. It's actually become a real good offering for my mama community, so they can actually look at it. So even if you don't want to be in the mama community online in the Facebook group, just join the mama community by signing up. Here it is. It's bit.ly/CP Book Club. I just tried to make it shorter. It's bellaandthebabe.com/join CP Book Club. Whichever's easier for you. This one is so much shorter. It's bit.ly/CP Book Club. If you want to get access to all of the videos, so from the introduction all the way through chapter 6, and several chapters have actually had more than one video because the content was pretty in-depth. So I think chapter 5 actually may have had 3 videos. Chapter 6 has had 2. So we're really breaking it all down, going through it, and really learning a lot from it. So I would love for you to join me in one of those places to continue the conversation. So thanks, you guys. If you think that you can benefit others from this video, please do share. Let them know about it. I'd love to see you guys on later. So again, thank you so much. Happy Tuesday. I will talk to you soon.